CEO of Second Harvest here, Lori Nikkel, and she's going to bring our veggies
back to life.
Yes, we practiced that.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, Lori.
How?
Okay, we're going to talk about how.
How?
We started with the wilted lettuce. You think it's time for the trash. Not so.
Not so, because it just needs moisture. So if you put it in an ice bath for like between 20 minutes to an hour or so, it will come back. It will come back to life.
Back to life.
Come back to life. As well, your onions and any kind of wilted produce that you have.
I do believe that this is amazing, guys.
It's amazing.
Look at how crispy that is.
It's a miracle.
So you can eat
it.
And
it's an easy fix.
Yeah.
But I would eat it right away, because what happens if you put it back in the fridge? You'll have to do this again.
See the difference, guys? This looks like fresh, farm fresh versus wilted. That's truly amazing.
That's perfect. Yeah, so if you're making a salad that night, do that, get it ready, use it right away.
Done.
And then we've got to store our produce properly now. So show us the way that we're going to store it. This is kale.
This is kale. One thing I will note, that if you have to bring your kale back to life, you want to get the water in the stem. So you just plant it like the roses we're always getting all the time.
Yes.
Just take those out and put the kale in.
And vase of fresh water?
Of cold water, ice water.
Cold water.
Throw it back
in the fridge.
Yeah.
Then throw it back in the fridge. We want to separate our kale, and we're going to wrap it in a damp cloth.
Why?
Because really, the reason that they become dry is they lose their moisture as soon as they're taken out of the ground.
Okay.
So we want to put the moisture back in it.
So you would think that the wet towel would make them get mushy faster, soggy.
No, they'll dry out. Like,
oh, yeah?
Yeah. So, like, notice this was kind of mushy, and then the water brought it back to life.
Okay. So we're rinsing each leaf, maybe?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're rinsing.
And while it's wet, you put the paper towel in between so that the leaves aren't touching one another.
Exactly. And then you put them inside of an airtight container.
Okay.
And they'll last much longer once you put them in the fridge.
Like weeks longer.
Well, I don't know about weeks.
But much longer.
Much longer.
Okay, what's happening here with the onions? What's going on?
So the onions are, you know, everybody gets runs in their nylons if they're wearing them still. And
right, Devo?
we don't, you know what I'm saying?
Worst problem.
And we're all about no waste at Second Harvest. So how else can we repurpose things?
So rinse your nylons first.
Absolutely.
Thank
you want to do that, especially if Devo's wearing them.
Yes.
And then we can put...
Wow.
Sorry, Devo.
Lori.
I like Lori.
Then we just throw them in here, and they will last considerably longer.
So why do you do this?
It separates them. And so what happens with a lot of produce is they exert ethylene gas.
Yes.
And it's the ethylene gas that we're capturing inside.
So you're separating them, you're tying it up, and then you store it as you would
in a cool place.
Cool, dark place.
Cool, dark place, yeah.
This I did not know, guys. I usually let my onions, garlic, and potatoes, sweet potatoes, all sit together.
They all just have a little party.
They have a party.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's the wrong thing to do.
That is correct. Because, again, it's the gases that will bring out, will make them
You get the the little sprouts on the corn,
so the sprouts
on the
the potatoes. So the best thing to do with potatoes is you put an apple in with them.
So it's not apple and oranges.
Right.
It's apple and potatoes.
It's apple and potatoes. Yes.
Why the apple?
Because it will stop the sprouting.
Right.
So you put the one apple with the potatoes, but not the onions with the potatoes.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, or it causes the premature.
Exactly. The
ripening.
gases to ripen it all up.
This is great information.
This will last for another 8 weeks if you throw an apple in.
Okay. Now I'm Italian, so I've seen many of those. I call them the Parmesan cheese butts.
Yes.
It's the leftover, like the hard crust. What do you suggest we do with those, as well as maybe the stale crackers?
Well, we can do anything. Like food, we can throw it in soups, we can throw it in sauces, you can make an omelet. What we're doing here is what we find often when we're shopping, and we're shopping for one sometimes. When we buy herbs, you get this many herbs, and you need this many for the recipe.
Yes.
So you can throw those in the freezer, but if you have a few left over, and it doesn't have to be basil, it could be any kind of herb, you can make a pesto out of it.
Even when it's gone wilted?
Exactly.
Okay.
That's exactly when you want to do it, because you won't notice it. And it's also a good thing you can throw into a stir fry, because everything wilts in a stir fry anyway. So you want to cut that up, add some nuts, add some olive oil, and you've got yourself a pesto. And you can use some crackers. You can throw crackers inside of a mashed potato, like
texture.
Exactly.
You also say it with stale crackers, and you're like, oh my gosh, I forgot about this box back here. What a shame to throw it out. If you pop it in the oven and crisp it up, it releases the nuttiness. You don't taste the stale.
Exactly.
So you could repurpose them and eat them fresh and warm out of the oven.
So many great ideas. We've got to reduce waste, reduce losing money, because we are losing a lot of money and wasting a lot of food.
And also, this is incredibly bad for our environment.
I know. Better for us, better for the planet. So do what you can do. Amazing tips. For more information on how you can support, go to foodrescue.ca. That was amazing. Thank you. We'll be back with more BT right after this, just ahead.